Yes. Oh yes. Can we talk about how good this fucking menu music is? I've been listening to it for like a couple of minutes while I was setting up, and it's so good. But yeah, the demo for Pathologic 3 is out, and I've been I've been pretty excited about it. So that's what we're doing tonight, because I didn't want to wait too long before doing this, and it released now. So the doctor is in, and that's what I'm gonna do. I heard it's gonna be about like 4 hours long, uh, at most. I asked another friend who played it, and I don't really know how the performance is gonna be, so I guess we'll find out. I didn't touch really much of the setting. Apparently, streamer mode is on by default. So let's get to it. The capital, where the bachelor returned in disgrace after the step town perished. Ask you to see which is worthy of your attention. Not bad so far. To reflect upon a person or an object, you must approach them closely while within concentration mode. The god of death, weighing a very small heart against a very small feather, oil on canvas. This is so deep. Thank you, Bachelor, for really saying what matters. Round and round, imagine you are in a clock's hand and Kusky, hour after hour, closing the loop. So not all the paintings deserve of our attention. Can't remember the name nor the face. Whose reflection are you? You're human too. Someone died here. There's nothing here. Fellow or infinite jest of the most excellent fancy. Out of scorn, back turn. Out of fear.
It's not love of living that drives us to overcome death.
Why aren't you at the interrogation yet, Bachelor? You're supposed to be there already. What happened? Why did you come down here? What's going on outside? What are you looking at? They told me it's not an interrogation, actually. They just want to talk. I'm a witness, not a suspect, for now. What's going on outside? What are you looking at?
Cheer up, Chief. Want to hear that grey hair joke again? The one you love so much.
Hang on, Chief. Did he summon you because of the Tanatika? Will the order... Will the order to shut down the laboratory be revoked? Postponed? No, I believe I was summoned because of the Sand Plague. I fear the epidemic might have already spread here, to the capital. Yes, the order will be postponed. We'll do some work yet. I hope. No, they're not revoking it. Tanatika is no more. So you're that doctor who first discovered the deadly epidemic. This, dirt disease? Is it true that it killed off a whole step town within a week? 25,000 dead. Listen to me. All of this is just hearsay. Please leave our director alone. He has important work to do, and you, Chief, should hurry off now. Your appointment is at 8. No, answer me this. Since you're the one in charge, is it true or not? You said the disease was already in the capital. I never said that. I said they believed the epidemic might already have spread here. That is what I said. And the bureaucrats are all usually wrong. Not usually. 20,000 strict speaking, fewer. And there are 417 survivors. A scant but non-zero amount of hope. Still, what are you staring at? What's going on out there? Is that the wheel of fate coming in for me? This already is a good sign if it's gonna be crashing. It crashed my OBS. Let's see if I can do something about that. I don't really know if I can do anything about that. This is locked at 60 FPS. Extra streaming budget? Let's turn down that and see if that helps. Okay, let's see how that goes. How does the stream look? Let me check. It's going... Okay, yeah, it seems okay. Anyways, I didn't have time to read what it said. But we're at day 8. You can go no further. Cow quarantine. Enough cowing. I was the one who set up the quarantine in the first place. I am so tired of running into obstacles that I created myself. Who are you? State your name. I didn't recognize you at first glance. You've changed quite a bit after your week in town. I'm Sava Kremenitz, number 72, the last of the volunteer orderly's corps. Since you're here, consider this my resignation. Last volunteer, the last post, the last frontier. How quickly it all came to an end. You promised to save our town, but all you leave behind are ashes and graves. What lies ahead of you is not the step, but a fog of uncertainty. So where will you go now, a man who lost to death? What a way to talk to me, 72. Grow too fond of your mask? Abide by the protocol and stop with the implications. There's a distinct smell of creosote. There's a railroad nearby. I'll return to the capital. They're shutting down the Tanatica, my lab, and the academy must hear of this dreadful disease. No reason to stay. Town is lost, I admit. I am not omnipotent, but I've tried. Grow too fond of your mask? Abide by the protocol and stop with the implications. People whisper rumors that the only doctor in town plans to abandon them to flee. The most fortunate, the survivor, already planned for their own escape. Could they be saved? The sand pest should be kept within this town's limit, or else it will devour the whole nation. Some of the survivor might be infected. Quarantine means quarantine. And so we finally meet Onion. Just a pair of pounds on this dreadful chessboard, where each square is blacker than black itself. Each decision leads to regret the next day. Each step, the abyss. How can one sleep after that? My nightmares are a personal matter. It seems I am in a waking dream. What screeches out in the steppe, in a shadow that almost touches the sky. Vita somnium brev. Let's go, Dankowski. Speak them Latin. Nightmares multiply in darkness. It's their nutrient medium, just like the blood for a plague. I still have some matches on me. I'll find a way to fend the darkness. See those bonfires? Those were prepared on my order to fence off the plague districts. Now they will light my path. I'm not afraid of nightmares. Reality is much more horrific. The light of salvation burns and then fades. Like hope. Like someone else's life on a hospital bed. Do you think you'll manage to escape? She already follows you, trying to reach you. She won't leave. She won't just let you leave. Could that be someone threatening my lab? You think I have nowhere to go That in the capital everything is already lost? Not that step fairy tale nonsense about monsters again. Who is she, the plague? You're a fool, Bachelor Denkovsky. Conscience. Of course it's conscience. You cannot run from your conscience, not even on a train. No, you'd be lucky to even board that train alive. And what form your conscience assumes, that is on you and your broken imagination. You imply that imagine that horrific silhouette, the hallucinations of a guilty conscience? It's likely just neurosis. No time to wax philosophical. The fog thickens, the bonfire fade, and I still seek a train, apparently one with escapees. My conscience is clear. I did all I could for the town. One person alone cannot fight an outbreak for an unknown disease. Hmm. Come back to where you came from, Doctor. Try to become your old self again. Just don't forget the matches. Thank you, 72. If it really is you, for your volunteer service. You too did all you could. Press G to strike and throw a matchstick. Yeet. Huh. A beast of bone and clay. That's not great, is it? You have a certain amount of matches. No interfaced. I have 28 matches. Okay. Mind state health. The outer scale represents your mind state. Increasing mania is indicated by the scale going clockwise, increasing apathy counterclockwise. Avoid both extremes as they will hinder your health and abilities. Use consumable in your inventory to combat that. The inner scale represents your health. Matches burn brightly but dies out quickly. Does not go out in the wind and rain thanks to potassium chloride. Matches can be used to light fires. Okay. I guess this is just highlighting where I can put on matches. So we're out there in the steppe, which I don't really recall being something that from the original that I played. I mean, this whole segment seems new, is what I mean. And here's my train to catch. What if I just skip one? Yeet. Beast and death are scared of fire. It doesn't burn for long. The mire of the marsh is a beast or death. I'm going to be ill. The stench. Out, out. The day before, in which the bachelor leaves the capital to venture to the edge of the world. Oh, a crash. Oh boy. I hope there's autosaves. The classic pathological experience. The worst PC optimization I've seen all day. It does another save. Ah, shit. Oh no. I hope you enjoyed lighting those fires. Oh no. Alright, bachelor percent.
If we have.
People, yes.
Bachelor percent. Let's go. I hope it doesn't crash my OBS again on the loading screen. I guess I'll have time to read what I missed the first time on day 8. They Icepick really figured out how to do a real I think we're back again. Are we back again? Okay. I love that it happens at the same exact spot, so I have a feeling that optimization is still not Icepick's favorite. Let me see if I can lower the graphics again. We don't need textures where we're going. We've done this before, Bachelor. The Bachelor time travel is going meta. Okay, I think how's the stream looking? It seems okay. Okay, there we go. Alright. We're back in the building again. It's fine. We're gonna speedrun this like Groundhog Day. And I can probably skip this one. Because I could last time. Okay. Now I go out. The game is just not having it. Full game will also come with no autosave, any sort of save feature. It's called a hardcore experience. Then it crashed because he was zooping. Okay, okay. I think it's not gonna crash in my face. I'm hoping. Let me turn off the... I think we're gonna have to do it without tracking. Because if it's gonna be laggy like that, I might as well make it on my side. Oh, they really are banging on that door. Here we go, this is why I saved the Life 2D for this occasion. Okay. We're back at 60 FPS. Feed on blood. We used to keep Talictree here, but a simple, fragile butterfly that feeds on flowers and light were stronger. I have challenged this unfortunate phenomenon. We are dying every minute of our lives. An undoubtedly surmountable phenomenon. I have to go. Have a good night. So hello. We're seeking a cure to old age and death. Ill to cure the void. Grandmasters in chess with death. They say he stutters outside of Tenetica. I wouldn't know. What happened to him afterwards?
Enough? No, not enough. Never enough.
Do you hear those peculiar footsteps on those stairs? Ominous footsteps. They're coming after us. If they catch you here, there's no telling what might happen. You could even be arrested.
We're running terribly low on mice.
Shall I continue? The ruling goes on. You're Tanatica, the nation's only laboratory specializing in novel life extension techniques, comes across a pseudoscientific wild goose chase, the so-called effective immortality project. Enough! I'm sick of it already. Wild goose chase, that gaggle of ossified dotters. There'll be an inquiry based on our result at the Academy Special Commission, which, as you know, Karlovich is on. They'll wipe the floor with your Karlovich, and he'll just throw up his hands like he did with your immunology affair last year. He's not going out on a limb for you. Wasn't it in July? Going around here saying he was disappointed? Or do I have mixed up with someone else? It happened when you're tired. Karlovich will help me if I present clear evidence. Instead of sarcasm, why don't we try thinking? It sometimes leads to astonishing results. But here's more. As according to the number of scientists, including Vornin, Zegler, and Vilanovich, achieve significant breakthrough, we can skip this part. There, in view of Academic Council deeming it the lack of prospects, of any prospect whatsoever, the only rational course of action would be to suspend the research, transfer the laboratory to the purview of the Chemistry Institute, and dismiss its staff. I can recite it from memory by now. Perhaps you could retell it in verse, Platon. It would perhaps calm you down and put things into a broader perspective. I won't let them. It's my life's work. I don't know what extent you two might say the same. I'd sooner lose a wife, an arm, and an eye than Tanatica. And why does it have to be now? We just got a cellular level reaction. You don't have a wife. Given the way you live, you'll never. I'm married to my work. Our relationship is loving, mutually fulfilling, and now unclouded by rivalry. Fine, no wife. So make it both eyes and or both arms. After all, I've got you and Platon. I'll do fine with just my head. Actually, there is still hope, Bachelor. If we present them that immortal man from the central step. What was his name? Sheen? Ivan? Kane. Simon Kane. I don't quite remember. It was an odd usual name. Getting him into volunteering for a study will be a task in itself. He's an influential man, not some cowherd. For all we know, he could be a governor or a magistrate in that town. He's not immortal, but his longevity is quite unique. If his letter is to be believed, just shy of a century and a half, and he's in great health. No time, colleagues, no time. You're already climbing to the stairs, Dankovsky. We need to run. There'll be no commission while you're gone. You can stall the proceedings. Go and fetch us an immortal right away. We'll tell them that you're on your way on that trip. For once, the red tape will play into our hands. Postal, reports audits, you name it. An appeal. I keep thinking it's like end appeal, but an appeals if all else fails. But if they find you, they'll convene and force us to testify, and we won't be able to wriggle out of it. I agree. If you leave before you're handing the ruling, it's their fault for missing you. But if you wait until afterward, that's obstruction. They won't miss a chance to hold it against you. They'll use whatever pretext they can. What about you two? What would they want from us? You're the big name scientist, so act like it. You're the one they need, and that Shane person is just what you need. Kane. Oh, for God's sakes! Platon, shall we toss him out the window? That's it. They're here. Hear their voices? They must be deciding whose head is hard enough to batter down the door with. Get out! eastbound train departs at 4:15. You can make it right on time. Thank you. I will not let us down. Oh wait, one last thing. Have a look at this while you're on your way. You've been promising it for 3 months already, but you never found the time. It's a tool for studying tuberculosis. The air humidity thing, remember? Kaufman, Gorski, and Stein. Right, those postgraduates with their heads in the clouds. It's long past time we got rid of them. It isn't. You spent 6 months putting this together. It really does respond to humidity, temperature, and air composition. We've tested it on dust. We have more pressing issue right now. Case in point, when report S-104 coming in. You know, the Scientological... Is he trying to be funny or what? Get out, Chief! Use the back door and don't come back without your immortal. Good. Thank you. I'll be back in a week. How cum scuto? I don't speak fucking Latin. Item prototype. I guess that's the back door.
They'll go to any length.
Wait,
Chief.
just one more thing.
But our lengths are
So
not.
we are no longer in a hurry. Take care of yourself, Chief. You're so reckless. Head always in the clouds. You don't even really know how to fend for yourself, do you? Do you even care about yourself? Oh, what's the worst that could happen anyways? We're all doomed without you. Hey, no crying in the laboratory. I'll be alright. Enough of this. Are you armed? Why, I'm armed with my vast intellect and a quick wit. As long as I can open my mouth, they won't know what hit him. Daniel, are you armed? Surfina, do you really believe that the steppe is such a wild country? Please, just take it with you. It will come in handy. Best I can do is point it at someone and pretend it's loaded. Might not even work on bears, though. Well, at least point it. Then you can be very persuasive sometimes, Chief. Best of luck to you two. I got a gun. I'm sure it's a very good idea to use it. Yet again, Bachelor Denskovsky is banging his head against a closed door. Can't go through here. He doesn't look like that in real life. He doesn't even have his haircut. Flying is banging his head against the wall is like someone they know. Graduate students call him Daniel the Dinosaur. I happen to think he's just that tired. One of many whose heads will be put on a spike as a warning to the daring. In my expert opinion, this specimen looks more like a Daniel Dankowski. He won't even mention me in the textbook, I reckon. Not even the longevity tendencies in Calyptra, Talictieri, and other bloodsuckers. I'm so good at reading. Hi, Data. The Pathologic error. Exactly what you said. Yet again, Bachelor Dankowski is banging his head against the closed door.
Freeze!
Put him down. Even if I had a bullet, if I could shoot, I wouldn't stoop to. Even if I had a bullet, even if I could shoot, I wouldn't stoop to. Dumb, bald-headed pawns. Let's hope it doesn't crash on me this time. Oh, okay. I can hear you in there, and-hearted vermin. You poured me cognac. Oh my god. You poured me cognac not 2 weeks ago, you Cardivish. A closet for visual aid. Taxidermy specimen can receive any cure. Truly, they are the real immortals. We've all learned to do this. Why do you have our best students, you bastard? The others not even in yet, but our names are already crossed out. Have they pinned out the epitaph too, I wonder? Does it even have accolades? Or is it just dearly beloved by his friends? He has a lovely signature too, neat, with a flourish above the first O. Ornan is a lovely person, very polite. It looks lovely on his denunciation of my lab. Almost shook with water. Can't for the life of me remember what's behind there. My wits are shattered. They had no talents, they deserved it. You said nothing, Denkovsky. These ones were the You said nothing, Denkovsky. Wait. You said nothing, Denkovsky, when these ones were closed down and evicted, didn't they?
I'm Daniil Denkovsky, Bachelor of Medicine. My research into the limits of human life has brought me renown. I've devoted all my energy and remarkable intellect to combating the greatest fear that binds humanity, the inevitability of imminent death. Seeking proof of my theories,
I thought it was
I
gonna be.
traveled to a small
This is your
Sikh
least
town
favorite
to
Bachelor.
examine a person of phenomenal
I'm surprised they don't let
ingenuity,
me read this.
Simon Kane. But I walked into a trap. The moment I arrived there, an unknown disease struck the town. It devoured the town like a wildfire.
Wonder if we'll just get another
Its
clippable
contagion
moment
only
where a
found
guy's just deck you in the
surpassed
face.
anything humanity had ever faced.
Why would you say
And I
this?
became the only doctor standing in the way of this unprecedented pestilence.
Pathologic 3. Quarantine.
Staying at home, waiting, counting minutes.
Let's go back to your testimony, Bachelor Denkovsky. Testimony. So this is an interrogation. Preliminary investigation. You try to remain level-headed. Let's try to remain level-headed. The ministerial inspection of your lab, Thanatica, began in early September. Your presence was required at all times. Instead, you dashed off across the country to a backwater town to bring back what might be described as... Close enough. Welcome back, Kim Katsuragi from Disco Elysium. A person with a unique longevity, or at least the result of his medical evaluation. Clear evidence that Thanatica's work had potential. I did not flee. Yes, this town had an outbreak of some fever the scientist community had no knowledge of. As luck would have it, you were the only medical professional at the site of the event. You were forced to remain there since leaving was impossible. You led the effort to combat the epidemic and evidently took on some field research as well. Accurate so far? Well, not inaccurate. The devil's in the details. You seem to be setting up some sort of trap. You did not succeed. A complete failure. It goes without saying that one would be foolish to fault a medical specialist in a situation like yours. The remoteness of the lack of communication, the hostile environment, terrible conditions for scientific work. What doctor could have possibly succeeded in those? No one blames you. I want to play Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau in Town on Gorgon. That would go so much better than whatever else those three were doing. On the contrary, many stops, just sort of saying I deliberately brought the infection to the capital. Perhaps I should have walled myself in a lab report pinned to my corpse. Precisely, no equipment, incompetent aides, zero authority. Given I'm not an epidemiologist, I did the best I could. I said I don't blame you, didn't I, Bachelor? Why is it... Is he talking to me now? Or am I talking to myself? I said I don't blame you, didn't I, Bachelor? For any of it. Did you hear me? Besides, you were in a state of extreme exhaustion. Add to that the stress of the whole situation around your lab. And the best you could do, if I understand correctly, was nothing. Circumstances tied your hands, so you did nothing. Besides, that ordinance from the last year, what? That's better, tell me. If you'd be so kind, what causes your suspicious unease? I wouldn't assume a guilty conscience. What? Did something surprise you? I suppose we can't rule out a setup. Too many coincidences. That letter about Simon lures me into the town. No one shows me Simon. The whole place locks down, trapping me. And while I'm left to die, Thanatica is destroyed just before a scientific breakthrough. My final hours are spent studying the sand pest. Crafty, I must admit. Looking at you from the outside, what I see is a paranoid man, an egocentrical one at least. I see a worn-out man unsure of whether he's amongst the living, a man disassembled. I'm trying to help you put yourself back together. I feel as if you're no longer who. I feel as though you no longer know who you are. I look at you and I feel frightened, like I'm facing someone who isn't human. Are you alone, Dankovsky? My expression is of countless people occupying the same shell over these past 2 hours, one after another. What do you want to know? What I could have done? Alright, my first idea was quarantine. I needed the time to study the disease, so I isolated my patients in their homes. No, I isolated the entire districts. I tried to get at least a day ahead of it. It was spreading too quickly, and of course, I ensured that no one could leave the town. And the steps you took only shortened the lifespan of the cell, man. Were you always aware of the consequences of your decisions? I gauss. Ah, you refer to the popular discontent. I didn't need love from them, only discipline. A difficult surgery can be performed on a resisting patient. That's why patients get tied up, held down, or anesthetized. Every step I took was justified. The town wouldn't have lasted those 7 days. Wasn't it 12? You spent 12 days in the Gorkon areas. I have my file on deck here. You familiarize yourself with it, correct? You think so? Let's take a look at the timeline of your decisions, if you can call them that. What I'm seeing here is mistake after mistake. You're too intelligent to not suspect malicious intent here, or sabotage. Map of thought. Mind map. Important events happen after every day. Select a day to recall when transpired. Oh, a space. Wait, did it say... Oh, it said it in French. Okay, that confused me. Anyways, day 1. Hope. Courage, Ninkowski. This Simon Kane is your only chance to save Tanatika. And then it goes, no Simon Kane. I can't mean that supposedly immortal man. You went to that end of the world chasing nasty rumor, Dankowski. So we didn't find him because he's dead. No, is he? No, wait. Is Simon Kane? No, he's not the one that died. No, he died. He died first, and then Burak's dad dies. Right. I got the order of events. Chaos and panic. People have lost their mind. It's madness out there. Stabbing, steering clothes off people. They say someone important has died. Yeah, that's Burak's dad. Burak's dad died here. She was screaming. Something has happened on the empty lot of the poor district. I can't remember. A woman was burned alive because people were thinking she was the Shabnakadir. That happened. Bare hid their faces. Met a strange processing near the cemetery this evening. Obnoxious little town. still in Stillwater, a local lady was nice enough to let me stay with her. Polyhedron, an incredible tower is overlooking the bridge square, is closed. Yeah, no, good luck. The entrance is boarded off and it has no bearing on my task anyways. Day 2. The immortal dies? Only if you come to visit them, Ninkowski. No need to waste any more time in this dusty little town. There was never any Simon. The Kane family are pompous fools, up to their necks in naive esoterics. They must have imagined their immortal Simon. The thread is severed. The station is all but dead. No trains are coming. It's like they never did. The trains kinda stopped coming at that day. The sick dog. The little boy caught my sleeve, anxious about some mongrel. He has no concern of the bachelor. He should go to the local sawbones and square off dealing with the animal while I was doing my residency. Wow, I can't believe the bachelor did that. That wasn't me this time. Mouthed. The crude sprawl is a nasty smell. Do they at least have sewers here? The air has gone black. The factory spew some kind of soot. Gimsky, their owner, should thank the heavens I'm not really a government inspector. Day 3. People light bonfires. Some filth creeps down the street, making the skin of those infected crumbles like sand in 5 hours. Never seen anything like it. Meeting with town hall. The local elites are trying to take the emergency measures. They don't even have a hospital in this backwater. Ridiculous. The prophet of the Kane family. The Kane lass spewed some nonsense about visions and the town's approaching death. Didn't listen. Plague in town. I've never seen such a disease before. This middle of town, this middle of nowhere town is doomed. They don't even have an hospital. It's a trap. Can it be that Simon Kane has never existed? Could he have been invented to lure the bachelor Ninkowski into this backwater? And I know why. I'm no puppet. You think I'll have the cure with the infection if I'm stuck in here with it? I never swore the Hippocratic oath to the violators of free will. What a line. Tell man that rat. Where's it Tellman's doing? What's he doing to the Tanatica when I'm locked in here? Away! Escape, escape, escape! By any means, at any cost! The last strand. Olginsky's daughters told me the man who saw Simon Kane last hides in the warehouse. All I can do is go looking for clues. He's cut. Last witness, Stack Rubin, is dead. Damn, did Stack Rubin fucking died? I can't believe Burak didn't save him. All he had to fight was like 4 people. Failed to escape. I was disgracefully apprehended at station. The trap has sprung. Death is one step ahead. Maria Kana promised one of her friends would tell me about the town's fate, but all I found were some drunks mourning a corpse. Sandbest is unique. No one has ever dealt with a disease like this. Jabnak Steppe. Plague spreads across the town. I see things in the affected district, things that are not there. The town is clinging to hope. In the lack of thought, lack of power, people listen to the charlatans. They are ignorance or people. But respects the butcher. Local dropout, not even a witch doctor, just a butcher. And still they believe him. The crazy changeling, the beatific girl who claims she's a saint, is even worse. So true. Really be saying it. Heels clicking. The Inquisitor's arrival will surely restore order. It didn't. The Inquisitor is a headsman. Half the town's elites in prison, the other hanging on the noose. Still nothing's improved. Hangman. Saburovs have no future. The town's governor and his wife has renounced their daughter. Olgimsky have no present. The owners of the town's main enterprise are convicted. Tripwire of fate. Yulia Luryevich, the logistic worker, keeps saying she could have prevented it. I don't think she could. Could I do that for Tanetica? Wait. It's close. So one of the architects of the strange polyhedron tower being questioned. He chose to die rather than relinquish his blueprint. I can hear the polyhedron creaking. It's going to collapse under its own weight any minute now. On day 9, are you sure? No one to count on. The Inquisitor's arrival hasn't saved the town. It has at last broken its spine. She stumbled, and she looked at the work on her own hands, and she saw that her life works meant nothing. The left hand lacks the right. Olgimsky, the factory owner, doesn't have air anymore. So they send Vlad to die on this one. Okay. Reins are loose. All 3 ruling families are torn apart, broken, plowed over. Times has cast them aside. Okay, a lot is happening here. Reins are loose. Oh, and that's the thing. Why did I try? Governor Saburov's wife died at the hands of a lousy doctor. Your hands, Denkovsky. We failed to save someone. 21 grams. Trying to avenge someone, a local woman named Ravel killed a general. The army's mistress. You just stop her? What are you doing? You didn't try stopping her? Heel taps of iron boots. They sent in the army. Do they even want your death, Denkovsky? Or are they really ready to level this down? This town, this pest house. Army is bringing in the cannons. The power that be has already signed your death warrants. Is it your warrant, Denkovsky? Or is it for the whole town? Look at them. You see now that she is a victim. Do not paint her a demon. She is just honestly doing her duty like you or me. Oh, I don't remember where that line comes from. The town is beheaded. No more rulers, no more heirs, and the inheritance will be gone any day now. Not stopping the people. Crowds and anarchy rule the town. Eva, Stillwater's owner, the only ray of sunshine in this odious town, took her own life. What have you done, Denkovsky? What have you not? Eva Yan is taking her own life because of you, Denkovsky. Of course it's because of you. No saving the people. The plague has burned almost everyone. Science can do nothing about this disease. It can't be stopped. My playthrough was so much more successful than him. I don't know what he cooked, but I did so much better. Day 11. Cracks of gunfire. Drunken army of goons shoot whichever way they please. Plague triumphant. Sand pests devour the whole town. Spirmis mortis. Town's agony nears its final rest. Plague smiles on its ruin. Miracle Tower tilts, cracks. Death is victorious. The immortal Simon Kane is dead. Death is victorious. The town is dead. Death is victorious. Bachelor Denkovsky is dead. If we equal a man to the work of his life. Death is victorious. Bachelor Denkovsky has suffered disgraceful defeat in the hands of death. Oh, and I'm missing this one. The immortal man is dead. No more clues. Everyone who could have known anything about Simon King's death, or if he existed, is dead. It's all as if Simon Case never existed. The power that be lured me to this town. They knew that this was approaching. They're using me. Wow, this playthrough went to shit.
Hmm.
Well,
The bird soars high with grace and cheer, but oh, what if it falls, my dear?
well, why are you looking at me like that? As if you're seeing this for the first time. As if this is the first time. It's not like I've rummaged through your papers. No, not the first time. You showed me 2 hours ago. The start of a conversation. I'm sorry, but what's written here is utter nonsense. This isn't how it happened at all. Alright, let's look at the 5th day. Remember when you all seemingly admitted the vaccine was possible? You had volunteers brought to you and inoculated them with the sand pest. Are you still with me, Lankuski? Look at me in the eyes. Are you here? I am here, but I'm certainly not with you. Whose testimony do you even base this on? Who slanders my name? No, incorrect from the start. You intend to provoke me with the preposterous document? What is your goal, Inspector? Look at that trembling lip. Calm your nerves. The very reason you're sitting here is that we may find the truth, is it? Does it matter? You've said enough in the 2 hours not only be fired from your department, but also tried as a criminal. I won't be in I won't be intimidated. I'm a doctor, a scientist. You hear me? I've come back from a hell of a phantasm of a nightmare could never portray, and I work there as a doctor. Do you understand? A doctor, not an exterminator or an inquisitor, not a police inspector or an army commander. I am a medical professional. The number of people you've personally killed already puts you ahead of many in the army and police. I'm not trying to intimidate you, perish the thought. I'm sorry I'm exhausted as well. You must have misunderstood me. You're an intelligent man, Dankowski.
Seek
One
fluid
would...
intake.
Oh, hi. Wait, get that hydrant. One with decisive judgment. Unafraid to make mistakes and answer for them. I admire you. Enough of that tone. Do you grow tired of it yourself? Put this on record. That backwater didn't have an hospital. Understand? It did not have an hospital. But it did have a theater, so I repurposed it, somewhat, into a hospital. I studied patient care, created a vaccine was a priority. That's what I did. I vaccinated people. I did that each day, every day. An hour ago, you said the vaccine is impossible. Creating a vaccine isn't as simple as brewing a cup of tea. The disease is mutating fast. The scientist community had never seen anything like it. I had to create a vaccine every day. Do you understand? A new one each time. All the while, I had no equipment, no lab. I had to improvise new methods in a matter of minutes. Hospital. You know what? I believe you, but I need more details. Facts. A theater. Let's talk more about the 5th day you arrived. Records from that 5th day states that out of 780 patients vaccinated, 412 have died. Thick. Complete Act 1. I sure hope it saves. I really hope there's another save, because this has been going for a while. Day 5, in which the Bachelor winds up the people. He has to rewind. Today. 5th day in town. 3rd one at the hospital. Plague runs rampant. Still hope to find a vaccine, but for now, only the quarantine protects people. Okay, so we only have information on the 5th day. Good old map. The still water. Okay, so we can see if people hates us. So we're in the Marrow Guts warehouse. Train station is infected. Flank is infected. The Cape. Inventory, we have nothing. We have a gun and the prototype. Artifact. Casebook. First select the patient's suspected symptoms, then choose the appropriate diagnosis. Some symptoms may be incorrect. So they've changed the color coding on the map. Apparently there was a patch today. Black is infected and red is burned now. Oh shit, okay, thanks. You meant that. I was like, okay, I get it now. Notes. No notes. Okay, so that means the in quarter is actually infected. Okay, yeah, this make more sense. Gotcha. Okay. Guess we're not saving anytime soon. But I still have work to do inside. Outside lies the step down I never should have come to. Diagnosis the sick. Seigneur, you're here. On the stage once more. The man who made the hospital out of the theater will have eyes on him aplenty. Do you know what the orderlies behind your back are whispering? No, what are they saying? I don't care about gossip so long as it doesn't distract the orderlies from their duties. I still can't believe this miserable little town didn't have an hospital until I showed up. And I applaud, and all applaud that you established it. However, what? Out with it, thespians, since you're talking already. When they're alone, your servants whispers thus. They say you have a seesaw in your head. They picture you, a man atop a board, atop a barrel, a gun in hand, aiming as you roll and teeter to and fro. Why distract me with idle chatter? Extremes, seigneur. Extremes can kill you dead. One moment, mere inaptitude. Next, mania. Trying to do everything at once. You're caught between your pounding heart and your two hesitating feet. A man of impulse, yet sometimes paralyzed. That there is your seesaw. Fair enough criticism, but how else could I be? Hard not to veer into extremes when this whole town is being consumed by a novel disease. As we stand here in the old theater, let me then play the doctor and prescribe balance. The golden mean, through you, it may yet be swept to Cilia, or to Caribotis. And even now, what do you feel? As soon as you approach the sick, the indifference and gloom begins to burden you. Yes, I feel as though I'm already exhausted, already anticipating failure. The thought alone drains my strength. You're exaggerating again. If I really were so depressed as to be catatonic, I wouldn't even have started this conversation. So much talking with no practical use. Give me your inspection of a prescription if you so fancy yourself a doctor. The strongest treatment is right there. The same we use to numb the hopeless sick. These drugs may work for you as well, but mind that as you take them, you become accustomed to them, and you'll need more and more each time. Isn't that an extreme measure? I didn't expect I'd be choosing between using medicament on myself or a patient. But there are other ways to. But there are other ways as well. A drink and a smoke, perhaps. Things you may not expect that can stabilize you. To warm yourself by fire or wash yourself in cool water. Even kicking a trash bin in frustration. You will know what helps you best You are a scientist, so experiment. Quite an experiment measuring the psychological effect of kicking cans. I will be sure to report my finding to the capital. Yes, I should be looking to keep myself together with the bare minimum. I can't afford to lose focus when dealing with patient. Thank you, Thespian. It is easy to forget the simplest things. And yet, it wouldn't hurt to take some pills with you. Who knows what madness lies ahead? Take something from the hospital supplies. Besides the other fronts you struggle on, there is the struggle with yourself, Seigneur. What could be harder? Could have just said medice curate ipsum. Tobacco, camphor, bromine, strychnine, however you say that. Okay. They're just people in masks. If you think you're seeing something terrifying, it's just always people in masks. It passed for a Greek chorus in this if this were a tragedy, but this is vaudeville. Is there even reason to talk? Apathy. No, I'm feeling depressed. I need pills. Tobacco. Mania plus 10. Mania plus 10. Apathy plus 10. Maybe just tobacco. Let's smoke.
More thoughts. More thoughts.
Let's smoke.
Think. Damn it.
Sava Kremenitz, number 72. I'm an orderly on quarantine duty. What are your instructions? Sava Kremenitz, 72, quarantine. Sounds familiar. What were you doing yesterday? Right, Sava Kremenitz. Here are your orders. Take a dozen trusted people with you. I'm reassigning you to the cemetery. Burials, cremation. And all that, you're dismissed. You have a family, right, Sava? Here are my orders. Take off that ridiculous costume. Take your family and hide somewhere in the steppe with them. Cremation. I'm here to raise a collective complaint. Doctors, these cloaks. They're very uncomfortable, sir. They make it hard to use your hands, and you can't see a damn thing through the mask. On top of that, we have to burn them every night, because each time we've been to an infected area. What can we do? There's nothing else we can use. The town theater's a warehouse worth of this costume, enough to last us a lifetime given a current life expectancy. On the upside, they make you very visible. They also grant you a gravitas that commands respect and raises your prestige as volunteers orderlies. Lara Tickening, number 28. Started my shift at 10. What's our plan today, Doctor? The vaccine, obviously. We were unsuccessful yesterday and the day before, and therefore today's plan remained the same. There's only this is the demo for the third game. There's only ever one plan. Every effort goes toward the vaccine. Right now, we're going to identify the strain. We've been catching those lungs as you instructed. You know, the rare cases where they get infected, but resist the sand pests for a long time. We've got 3 again for today. Over there on the platform. The stage. There's 3. Shame. At least we'll be all done quickly. What the hell? I told you yesterday that they have kept separate. No contact between them. How was that unclear? Oh, of course it was clear. Why wouldn't it be? But what do we do with them now, though? Shall I take them away? There's no point now, idiots. Doctor, last night we had a chat among ourselves, and there's something we don't get. What is the point of figuring out those lungs are sick with? Besides, the sand pests, they're gonna die either way. How does it help us if we figure out that we have anemia, or I don't know, measles? On top of that, the art and plague, I mean. You wouldn't understand. It's difficult to explain. Takes a long time too, and we're pressed for that. To make this as simple as possible, the body wages wars. Whenever there's a disease, it sends its soldier into battle. Sometimes those soldier helps fight other diseases along the way, including undiagnosed one. Oh, gotcha, demo. Wait, demo or like Marble Nest was a demo? I'm not too sure. Like it's on the Steam page, and I think it's kind of like them. It's I'm not sure if it's like Marble Nest or like a prologue. It calls itself a prologue, so maybe it's like kind of like Marble Nest, but it doesn't exactly feel like a beta, even though the optimization sucks. We won't really know until pre-proper comes out. Yeah. It seems like the more disease a person has, the sooner their strength is drained. That isn't the case. On the contrary, one disease can sometimes suppress another one. We make each day's vaccine from those who are fighting off the current strain of the sand pest. The strain of the day. Do you understand? You're dismissed for now, number 28. It feels in between the two for you? Yeah, maybe? I'm not sure. But this is cool so far. I like it a lot so far. Or I mean, I haven't struggled yet. I assume like I'm gonna struggle eventually, but I'm excited to see the medical gameplay because I really like the idea of having like an actual like actually playing doctor in this. Don't know what the clock's for. It's kind of concerning. Patient must be questioned, examined, and their symptoms recorded in a casebook. They're all at turn. They are termin. They are terminally terminally ill. Oh my god. And I am terminally exhausted. Studying their current disease might lead to a vaccine for the plague. Zero education, dozens of opinion. A man of the people in the worst sense, but a blockhead. Son of a local medicine man. A medical school dropout. Artemi Borak. His hands are gentle. But his hands are gentle. What did he mean by that? What did he mean by that? No, I took the wrong one. I'm silly. Fuck it.
Think.
We're gonna use all our customer. It's the demo. It's fine. We can make mistakes. Get to work. Snap out of it. You're an embarrassment. Take all. Fine. We can loot everything. We got this. Marble Nest was originally a standalone vertical slice of the alpha. So more like a demo of a game, but showing some prologue stuff that I don't expect to make it in full release. Write it down, little. You might just have to replace me. Hello, home from work, now gotta grind classes. Okay, so I guess now we gotta record their symptoms. Yakov Little. Could it be yesterday's technique has proved to be the right one? As your assistant, it's my duty to inform you that amongst the recipients of yesterday's vaccine, there appears to be zero mortality. That is to say, no notification so far. That doesn't really tell us anything, but let's assume at least some have avoided the infection. It's a real shame we can't put them under proper observation in an isolation ward. It would have simplified things a lot. You're not my assistant, Mr. Little. More of an extra pair of shoulders with no great burden to bear. Give me the report of what you've done in the meantime. While you were away, I tried my hands at diagnosing using your procedure. I do hope you didn't make the mistakes measles for pneumonic plague, colleague. Did you? I'm intrigued. So I noted down the symptoms using your approach, crossed off illness based on the principle of impossible combination, but I didn't really get anywhere. You know, sometimes I try to think like you do. I give it my best try at that. I do just I do this just so I can understand you a little, and I fail every time. The way your head works is a complete mystery to me. Do you have the nemesis? You know, sometimes I try to think like you. Okay, that's the thing I just. What does that word mean? Could you remind me? I don't think I can recall it. You mean epicresis? I went straight to physical exam. I think there's any. I don't think there's any point in interviewing them. They don't know the first thing about themselves. Look, why are you being so cold and snappy at me? I'm not a doctor, you know. Just a one-time medical enthusiast. That was why I volunteered to help you. I'll say it again. Getting the patient's medical history or anamnesis is your first priority. There are strictly 3 steps. Step 1, interview the patient. It's always come first. Let me grab a notebook. I'm gonna actually write that. Oh, actually, I don't need a notebook. I have notepad. I'm gonna take notes. I'm a real doctor. Step 1, interview the patient. Okay. It always comes first, no matter how tongue-tied or confused they are. No matter how much they get it wrong, information is priceless. Even if they straight up lying, it's still important. Just like if you were an investigator or a detective. How is Patrick going? It's interesting. I think it's pretty cool so far. But I'm no Pinkerton, unlike you. But that's what they do. They lie all the time. All those people we interviewed yesterday and 2 days ago, not a word of truth from any of them. Yes, you were somehow managing to learn useful things even from their lies, but I have no idea how. Step 2, the exam. This part requires uttermost attention. When we take note of everything suspicious, we do it in the context of what the patient has told us. In trifling bodily detail, a scratch, a bruise, a birthmark might turn out to be important. Step 2, physical exam. Turns out to be important. Got it. Still requires experience. Everyone's built different. That's the thing with these local lowlifes. They don't even have a damaged spot on them as it is. And step 3, if required, a careful inspection of the surrounding the patient lived in, especially when you feel they're being coy, evasive, hiding something, in a word, lying. Reticence is never without reason. That's when it becomes a good idea to inspect their homes, talk to their neighbors or family. It always adds to the picture. Do you understand? Step 3, investigate their living space. Okay, noted. I got all that. But that takes a lot of time and effort, and you keep saying we don't have a minute to waste. Although actually, it is not always necessary. The only time to be hasty is when you're catching fleas, colleague. I'll show you. Serve and memorize. I won't be around forever. New personal 5. File Luto, Finch, and Fila. Okay. Patient chart. Your release brought 3 more people in. Your diagnosis will get me closer to creating a vaccine. Time to get started. First of today's patient. Believes she is healthy, but feeling well. Proves nothing on his own. Alright, medical chart. Luta, age 33, marital status married, occupation shopkeeper. Date of admission, 7th day of the plague. Animasus morbi. Harmful habit, smoker. Clinical picture, fever. Suspected symptoms, I guess I have to talk to them first and then realize what's going on. Drinks in moderation, weakness. Okay, let's see how this goes. So, let's talk to them. I'm healthy, just so you know. I don't have anything. Why did they bring you here then? What do you mean I wasn't following? Okay, Twitch. Hi, oh my god, hi. How are you doing? Why did they bring you here then? That's for the autopsy to tell, my dear. Sorry, I meant to say examination. Look all you want, but I do know what you're looking for. I looked for sores on me myself, couldn't find anything though. Did you have a reason to look for them? Did you expect something? Hobby Pato, it's alright so far. I just started with the actual gameplay, so I'm pretty excited to see how it goes. Okay, so fever. I'm gonna take notes, I guess, cause Luta, fever, no skin rashes. But I'm feeling better now. I had no scratches on my skin, no yellowing, no sandpaper scratches, no drought of the mouth. Uh, no scratches on the skin, no yellowing, no not dehydrated. What circumstances preceded this fever? You're certain there was nothing on your skin? Sandpest manifests on the skin first. The fever comes later. What circumstances preceded the fever? Our house was cleared out after the first infection came. People were sent whenever there was space. Comfort is a luxury right now. Some were lucky and ended up in an empty living room. Some got an attic or a cellar. Us, we were put in the boiler room. When it reaches our street, they rounded up whole caboodle of us in the isolation ward. I hope for these people's sake you do better than you did in P2. Okay, you say that like I didn't have any character growth. I'm definitely gonna not fuck this up. The boiler room, you say? Was it turned on? Of course. The air was so stuffy in there. I tell you, but there was a silver lining. No sickness can survive in that hellfire. Your sudden fever is easily explained then. Convincing, but I'll still need to examine you. Please undress there, behind the screen. Physical exam. Patient must be examined and their symptoms added to the casebook. Open the casebook and this can be done during the examination. Alright, doctor, let's begin the operation. And by operation, I mean examination. Use camera to rotate the camera. Use right mouse, okay. Okay, pale skin rarely leaves her home, not much in the sun. 1 minute will be spent examining each body part. Okay, so I need to not waste my time with checking every part. Okay, her heartbeat is not too bad. Let's look at her back. Everything looks okay. Let's look at her legs. Not sure if there's anything on the feet. There's some sort of darkening, but I don't know if it's there's shadows or not. The knee is kind of weird bit. I think that's just the knee, how it's made. Leg reverse. Face turn. I don't think there's anything wrong with her. Let's look the arms. Oh, there we go. That's more like it. Hematoma. Maybe she bumped into something. Maybe it's a symptom. I should ask where the bruise came from. Okay, that's more like it. So there is uh stuff on the arms. Okay. I think that's pretty much it for that. Let's open the casebook. Alright. Uh G-screen. Ischema. Ichthyosis, I think that was the word. I should ask her a question first. Are you done with the exam, doctor? Can I go now? Absolutely not. An examination with no question asked can only happen at the morgue. I told you, doctor, everything. I told you everything last time. But if you say so, you're the doctor. Allow me to call my assistant in. I'll use your example to show him how to proceed during an appointment. Come here, Mr. Little. Let's fill in the patient's record together so that you can at least have a modicum of knowledge that settles in place in your head. You called us, Mr. Denkowski? I'm here and ready to heed. So, Mr. Little, we have a patient here. She's claiming to be in good health, despite having a fever a few days ago. Do we take her word for it? Of course. Distrusting people is no way to live. Well, if she had a fever, there must be a reason for it, and we have to find it. Remember this: patient's self-evaluation may be incorrect. That's why you must ask specific questions about the symptoms, about what would come up during the exam, and the patient's circumstances and daily life. I think I get it in theory. God knows how this plays out in practice. I'll demonstrate. Serve and learn, Mr. Little. I won't be around forever. Patient is running a temperature. In other words, a fever. Open my casebook and look for fever and tell me how many condition is listed as a symptom. Influenza, burning fever, consumption, measles, tularemia. Can't even read the one after that. An absolute tongue twister. Sheesh, there's so many of them. 8 diagnoses fit the bill. It's a frequent symptom, which means that you have to find others to narrow down the search. Then do it again and again till you're left with one verdict. This, Mr. Little, is what's known as differential diagnosis. Name is self-explanatory. We differentiate between similar things to find the correct solution to our problem. Can't wait to give this method a try. Let's get down to it, since you look pale, ma'am. Has your skin always been like this since birth, or has this been a pale or recent? It's not like I get to the mirror a lot, but living in a boiler room and all, I don't think I've ever been pale. Rich do nothing are pale. Me, I'm a commoner. So the pallor isn't typical for you. We're making that as a symptom, Mr. Little. Add pallor to the fever. In the record, what do we get? Okay, I don't have to do this, but I'm assuming he's doing it for me. Merely 2 conditions. Down from 8, it's like magic. Single symptom. Pallor. Eliminated 6 out of 8 candidate. Left with a choice of 2. Where did this hematoma come from, my good lady? I mean the bruise over here, next to your wrist. Did you bump into something? Or is it someone who batters you? Don't worry, there's nothing to be embarrassed when seeing a doctor. I'm not embarrassed, a bruise? Well, that's news to me. I've never seen it before, and I can't remember anything like what you're talking about. I certainly wasn't beat up. I must have bumped into something and forgotten about it with all the fuss. The boiler room is dark and cramped, and it's probably where the bruises come from. Mr. Denkowski, I'm seeing this hematoma, this fancy bruise on your list. Can I open this right now? No, I can't. Are you with us, Miss Little? Pay attention. She doesn't remember how she got the bruises, she can only guess. The manual provides a more detailed description of the illness for a situation like this. What causes it? Who's susceptible, etc. can give us useful clues. Got it. When in doubt, read about the condition in detail. Practicing medicine takes more than checking symptoms against a list of schoolboys' diligence. You have to bring your reasoning into it. Here's one way to do it. Tell me, my good lady, do you garden? Do you grow anything? Anything at all? From roses to cucumber? Cucumber, roses? I'm not following you at all, Doctor. No, I've never really liked digging and shoveling earth and all that. There, earth. Does the boiler room you have been relocated to have any earthen floor by any chance? That's right, it does have an earthen floor. The boiler room isn't really suited for living in, but in these times, I'd be ungrateful to complain. How do you guess, Doctor, about the earthen floor? Earth. There was one thing about earthen manual. Wish I could remember where. It's simple. All kinds of things can be found in your local soils, including microorganisms capable of disrupting circulation. Hence the paler. The bruises were not caused by trauma. A hematoma appears to when the blood vessel walls are damaged, either by an external force or, in this case, an illness. And the infection can be contracted from contact with the earth. We found our diagnosis. You're a genius, Mr. Denkovsky. We're lucky to have a simple, clear case on our hand, and foresee it going to get worse from here. Bravo to you, anyways. You're a true legend master of medicine. So the patient has a scent pest alongside. What's the other diagnosis? I'm going to fill in the patient's record now, and then you can read my verdict. What about me, doctor? Where am I to go now? What happens next? You will remain under observation, and your blood will be used for this vaccine. There is hope that everyone can benefit from this. All right. Okay. Casebook. Select the relevant symptoms and choose a diagnosis. Okay, so. Is this skin? Okay. Is paler or not on that? Oh, it's only in the clinical picture. I don't know what the exclamation mark means. Okay, so. Something like skin stuff. Eczema, rash, chiosis, skin. Yeah, paleness is here. Is paleness not on this list? Ah, there you go, paleness. Paleness. And we have looking for fever. Is fever not on that? Guess not. Maybe it's too common? Anyways, we have heratomas here. Anemic vasculopathy. An infectious disease caused by microorganisms from steppe soil entering the bloodstream. Cases of airborne transmission are also reported but require confirmation. Infection leads to anemia, which can manifest as a patient pallor, muscle weakness, and weight loss. Occasionally, patient may experience localized bleeding and eratomas. Acute cases display bursts of capillaries on the eyes and a high fever. Risk group: peasants, plowmen, gravediggers, and various types of people working with soil. Just gonna double check to make sure fever's not there, but oh yeah, there it is. Okay, cool. Confirm the diagnosis, Alt X, and then you can close the casebook. There we go. Diagnosis determined. That's just a tutorial anyways. That's where we're gonna get real case on our hand now. Nothing in here. We have thoughts. Physical exam done. Anemias clashes diagnosed. Second patient came to visit the hospital on his own exceptional awareness. Oh, okay, that's
The damn wound. It's burning.
that looks broken. Heard him. Oh, the miniscope broke. What did you want with that, Barack? Please keep your bare paws off that precision instrument. Made any major advancement on that vaccine of yours, Onion? They said precision instrument help with that kind of thing. Major enough, as a matter of fact. I believe today's work will be decisive. In our situation, every day is decisive, but so far, the days, not we, have been making all the decisions. Horseplay is not your strong suit, Bert. You should stick to quipping in your mother's tongue. Nod a cushion. Yes, that is much better. I've done the autopsies for you already. Number 1 and 3 had the gunk in their lungs. Number 2 had it in their bronchia. Are we saying it's pulmonary now? I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying it's anything. I do the cutting, you do the thinking, right? I have my own storyline where I'm going to do what I deem right. And you'll have only a small part, and you only have a small part to play. What a bombastic way to put it. I'll remember that and drop in by your storyline sometimes. Though I doubt it will be useful for your storyline, as you call it. Could have spent your spare time working here. Though honestly, I advise you to save those hours for sleep. He's mugging so hard, I don't even know what it means. Dumbass Burak. Dumbass Burak. Or Pathologic 2 called out. Alright. Are you gonna burn me? Where did you get that idea? Not exactly a secret. The whole thing's like putting out a wildfire. If someone's house is under suspicion, it's torch. If someone sneezes, the entire town's district is sealed off, sick and healthy folks alike. And when there's doubt about a healthy person, and it's the isolation ward, and those we have the sandpests are marched off and burned. What were your ailments before the epidemic broke out? I didn't have any. Constitution of an ox. Finch doesn't think he has anything. Really, none. Cold, maybe? Weak spells, fainting, rashes, or mortal vision? Or the occasional itch? Mr. Tiny Hill here told me I could be useful to you before I die, that is. Said you could find something inside me that slows down the pest. So go ahead, find it. What do you need me? Do you want to draw some blood for me? Alright then, where did they bring you from? I walk here, from home. Got it from my neighbor. Knew it as soon as the skin of my chest started peeling away. Peely skin. So I waited a day. The neighbor's scream stopped in the middle of the night. I went to check on them in the morning, and they were all dead. Me though? I was alive and walking, and now I'm here. What do you need to know that, doctor? Any minute detail can reveal something. Let's continue. Do you have a family? It might come in useful. What's your vocation? I'm a dyer. Been breeding poison for 5 years now. Dyer, look into lungs. And maybe skin. Could that be why that fever of yours didn't do me anything? Toxic pigment's a possibility. What do you mean, fever of mine? You're more of its owner than I am. That's not very likely. Take off your clothes. Oh. Strong heart, do you? Alright. Heart. Beating fast. Unlikely to be the stone disease, most likely schema. Eczema? Or to be too fast, but that could be a personal trait. Alright. Nothing in your back. Let's check your legs. Nothing. Now interesting. Skin is yellowed, but something is wrong with the liver? Oh, I haven't noticed that it's actually yellower. I should write that down. Yellowing skin. Let's look at your arms. Nothing more. Let's go with that. Have you sorted it out, doctor? Will I be useful in your remedies? Not now. I'll return later. Let me actually look at my harmful of it. Drinks in moderation. Okay. That's good to know. Okay, so yellowing of the skin. Burning sensation, fever, rapid pulses, weakness, vein damage, rapid pulse, eczema on the skin. Okay, that's like the three ones we have. Do you have anything else? I don't think so. I guess we'll have to post question. That doesn't look like a fever. Highly contagious disease caused by the neuroculsera virus, transmitted through contact and breathing. Initially, the disease presents with a fever, headache, and abdominal pain. Later, ulcer and eczema appears on the skin. Itchy, herpetic rashes are observed. The patient experiences psychosis. Frequent fatal outcome amongst the densely living and working population. I'm not too sure about that one. What about hepatitis? Liver necrosis can be caused by viral infection. It can also develop in individuals who abuse alcohol or drugs. The pretoric phase of hepatitis is characterized by weight loss, nausea, and diarrhea. Sometimes skin itching and eczema can occur. The icteric phase is marked by jaundice, with previous symptoms of gradually regressing. The patient complained of pain liver, poor hygiene, and a substance abuse. That's of more chance that it's going to be hepatitis, but I don't want to lock in just yet. Let's ask some question. My vaccine? It's a vaccine I'm working on, so please allow me a couple of clarifying questions so I can be certain of your diagnosis. It's the plague, of course, the scent pesting, innit? Plague, yes, but there's another condition that's prolonging your life. You said it yourself, your neighbor didn't survive the night, but you're still holding up admirably. That's what I'm talking about. Your second diagnosis will show up while your body's fighting the scent pest. Will blow me down. Two ailment making me healthier than if I had one. You know best, doctor. Or did you want to question me, right? Question all you want. Complaining the skin on your chest was peeling. It was here, right? The skin of your foot is yellowing. Liver condition could have caused this. Have you ever noticed anything like that? Yellowing on my foot. Let's die, doctor. I'm in dire. Tub spilled once, and here's the burn. It's an old one. It's sealed over time, and it's smaller and paler than before. Well then, thank you. This clarifies things. We can rule out the liver disease then. Cov? Lil? Where is he when he's needed? He should see his symptoms disproven. He's always putting all sort of thing when on chart and diagnoses every disease in the world. Is that all you have on your question? Okay, so it's not yellowing? Okay. Is that all? Or have you gotten more question? Complained that the skin on your chest was peeling. It was here, right? In the very middle. I knew right away skin turned nasty when you're plagued, right? Eczema. That much is obvious. This symptom can indicate one of two diseases now. To tell them apart. Give me your hand, please. I'll take your pulse. I believe I've noticed your heart is behaving erratically. It's too fast. Began running fast not too long ago, Doctor. Can hear it myself. Thrashing like it's caught in a snare. Too fast indeed. First time I see them together gave it a clear picture, yes. Finally, I was afraid I'd kick the bucket without helping in science. I can pinpoint the diagnosis now. This is someone will make it certain. Okay. So it's not yellowing. We also didn't see any jaundice on his eyes, so I guess that helps. Alright, burning fever. Alright. Third patient, a guard of the termitary. Factory shelter, locked before the epidemic. I should ask what's happening in there while I'm at it. Alright. And that's the story of my life, and time's up to the present moment. But, why do you want all these details from me? Half an hour's worth talking and it was all beside the point. I thought you'd be interested to know what a scent pest can get me, because I certainly can find that because I certainly find that fact interesting. I'd even say amazing. None of what you told me was beside the point. Everything was important, especially your chicken pox that ate chicks. I'm interested too. Your blood may save you about 100 people by tomorrow morning, only if I can correctly identify your other illnesses. As Associate Professor Mayeski would have put it, yours is the kind of curriculum vitae we're looking for. That's it. There's a few obscure spots. Sure you're not overstating my importance, docs? I'm not, and I'd rather you not call me Doc. Right. Volkinski's cork thermometer is shot, and you've been guarding it for, is it 6 days? Since Tuesday. This is the third time you're asking me. May I ask you why you distrust me so? So they locked down the thermometer to prevent a strike? That defies all logic. The thermometer was the town within the town, almost 3,000 worker. Why did your authorities fear that made them lock them up so many people? Said the thermometer has been shut down in order to shield its residents from the infection. Does that mean they knew there would be an epidemic? Who knows? At first they said it would be a blowout for some kind of sweet soot. It settled on the walls later, looked like mold. Well, the kin was worried. They're like bees, and how they respond to things. Soon as one make a noise, the pests are unquiet as well. There was a mighty buzz in the hive, perhaps on account of the poisonous soot. Conditions are tough at the cannery, you know. What are the people in there saying? They're shouting, a lot of clamor, and a nasty kind of clamor, too. It's what you'd expect. They're not having a great time stuck in there like a pickle in a jar. No regular meals, not enough to drink to go around either. Places that, after all, a poorhouse. Fat man treats his people like cattle. Getting through the days is a struggle. Small wonder they're slamming into walls. If it was me, it was up to me. So they're disgruntled. One does wonder why that would be. The old Gimskis called them worm, don't they? The venerable Vlad described your primordial kin to me as essentially being beast. If it were up to you, then what? You can't lock up living creatures against their will. It's how you turn people into proper beasts. But try so much as hinting at that our old Gemsky yes men. You're dead drunk on power. It used to be all right working with them. Right now I can't stand those guardmans. There are times when you have to put a free creature in the lock and key safe for its own safety. Alright, let me ask you this then. What time of day do you feel worse than usual? All the time. I used to be I used to be as hardy as a bull wrangler. Now that I have trouble even standing up for long, I get drowsy, my knees gives out, it's embarrassing, I feel like I'm failing everyone. Okay, so weak legs, uh, muscle atrophy maybe? Uh, drowsy. Okay. Have you been easily fatigued for this, like this for a long time? All that I don't get a great intersect with my own person, Doctor. Good enough people to spend my attention on as is, but I have trouble doing my job because of this. It's a rugged man job. Just rope down to your undergarment, my good guardsman. I'm going to examine you. Ever since you're so, and since you're so preoccupied with my work as a security guard, here's my advice to you, Doctor. You're being too heavy-handed. This lockdown of yours is making people seat, and a cauldron can only seat for so long before the lid flies off, even if you screw it down. Well, since I'm not a great big stack of shiny coin, not everyone is going to like me. Certainly would take note and disparagement critique if I had any other options. Alright, let's see. Uh, Skin rashes. Nice proper skin rashes. Nothing on the back. Nothing on the legs. Oh yeah, yeah, your legs are surely atrophied. How old is this damage? Can you turn? Things are definitely. Oh yeah, yeah, that's not looking great. Not all symptoms have been selected. You have to examine the patient, select the missing symptoms in the casebook, and ask the question about them. Yeah, I was gonna look into that. Alright. So, uh, chest pain, hallucination, headache, agoraphobia, memory loss, bulimia, loss of coordination, burning sensation, fever, weakness, vein. I guess weakness is one of them. Brain damage, paleness, slow pulse, visual impairment. Chest pain causing difficulty breathing, hallucination, headache, agoraphobia, memory loss, bulimia, loss of coordination, burning sensation in chest, fever, rapid pulses, vein damage, slow pulse, paleness, hematomas, photophobia, red eye, visual impairment. Yeah, like red eyes, right? I'm gonna check later. Irregular pupil shape, darkened eye capillaries, sore throat, lip lesion, joint pain, hearing impairment. Is there no anything about oh, vein damage? There it is. Bradycardia. Infection caused by a bacteria found in unwashed fruit and berries. The Metropolitan Institute suggests fruitworm as a carriers of the infection. As an infected person ill, she complains of chest pain and hallucination resulting from the damage to the heart and brain tissues. Subsequently, the poison produced by infected tissues manifests as blackened veins on the patient's hand and changes the shape of the pupils. Black rash on body is visible. I don't think this is gonna be that. Warren syndrome. Infection by microorganism found in twire and sprouts and product derived from twire. Consequences of abusing twire-based alcohol product. Don't know about this one. Guess we'll see. We'll ask question now. Let me go, will you, doctor? I don't understand all of this commotion about me. What makes me so special? Besides I've got work to do. Work? I'm sorry, but you're going to have to forget about your work for now. You must remain at the hospital. I used to be. I used to guard locked up people, and now I've been locked up myself. That's life for you, isn't it? That's the kind of joke it life plays. You have no idea how sick I am of the joke life plays. It's not the same. Frankly, I don't see the point of the temporary lockdown. It's a desperation from the old Gimski. Meanwhile, here you can serve the common good through the vaccine. Oh, I was just musing to myself. What do you want me to do? Do I need to get blood or maybe take pills? Before we get to blood and the pills, there may be more questions. Are you ready to answer a few? I've told you my entire life story, Doctor, and you still want more? Ask away then. The vein in your legs don't look very healthy. Have you ever noticed that before? My leg? They're that way from the they're that way from all the time I spent standing up. My job as a security guard, 16 hours standing up every day. And the old games he won't even spare a stool for us to sit in down. Says it's not the proper way, bad for discipline. The way they run that meat processing place is quite something. They treat people like cattle. Working as a guard can easily cause a mundane case of varicose veins. On the other hand, at least 3 promising diagnoses on the vaccine front can manifest as vein issues. Get this man some compressing socks. I think he needs a lot more. I think he needs to be able to take breaks. It's imperative to ascertain whether this is a genuine symptoms or a false one. You're quite lost in thought, Doctor. Am I really that complicated? I can't wrap my head around little old me being at the center of this brouhaha. There's a syndrome that fits the description, but it's mostly affect drunk, so I'd like to ask you, my good sir. You consume alcohol. Do you do it on a regular basis? In what quantities? Quantity best described as God forbid. In my line of work, you must be alert, so my basis hasn't been regular since last year. Quite on the contrary, I've been abstaining. Can't stand a drinker myself. Are you being honest with me? This is a crucial question, not an evade. Your moral fiber is of no concern to me. Drink or not is a personal choice. Mine is purely medical interest. I'm telling you, it's not regular. I don't have the habit, period. No, I can't be in concussion, put my stamp on the diagnosis. I don't have enough information. Not without home inspection or neighbor testimonies. I'm going to check your house, sir. My house? What on earth, doctor? I can understand talking to me, filling me up from head to toe, collecting my blood, but searching my home like some bandit. What did I do wrong? You're no fault at all. If anyone's blaming is to be blamed here, it's me for not spotting enough symptoms and for a definitive diagnosis. Well, not all I expected from a man of medicine. Going off to break into my house, imagine that. Where do you live? Never mind. I expect your lease took your address along with your name. Your agitation is extremely suspect. To understand Phil's illness, I have to understand his life. Or pockets. Consumable can be kept within range. You use pocketed item with those buttons. Alcoholic suspected. Difficult case. The diagnosis was almost clear, but the patient denied a symptom. Need to visit his home to find out if he's not so sick of it all. Not a doctor, but a sleuth. Two patient turn over to the assistant. The other one's a tough nut to crack. A little investigation is needed to clarify his diagnosis. Alright. Go here. I'll have to. Yeah, I should probably go north to make sure I avoid. Alright, Ivan. Time to go take a walk in the town. I haven't taken one for a while now. I don't really know what the HUD element on the top left is yet. I'm a bit worried. I guess I'll find out soon. Ah, town. Good old town. People in mask? People? in mask? I cannot read any of this. He wishes you many years alive, Erdim. Bulls I vaccinated yesterday. Have you brought them? I did not understand any of this. The bulls were stolen, Erdim. Kalishtin. Or maybe your bulls perished even. Mother Budu knows where. So have they died or have they been stolen? You're dissembling. Stop it. Deep breath, Nitkowski, deep breath. On to 10. Only a fool loses his temper. The bull's here now! They don't have the bull. Bird bites, so cool. Today's show, disease and death. Yesterday, carelessness and short-sightedness. Tomorrow, to be determined. Am I doing well? I'm not. You know what they say. Drink up.
Rewind.
Alright. We're back in town. Can I walk? Time is running out. To exit the district, find arches with a clock. Oh, navigating the town. Plot route selected. Oh, so it's not an open world game now? Huh. "48 minutes. Kamniashkarias." Not acting as Burak, I can't understand this. Alright, guess we're just going through this path. That's not the one I would have taken. Dangerous District. Dangerous District requires attention. It cannot be traversed using the map. You'll have to find an arc with a clock that isn't blocked. Pirate Changeling. Wait, I just saw here another... Today's poor devils are looters. They just keep on coming. Today, there was a rumor that an out-of-town bandit who was packing firepower had been getting busy here until suddenly he wasn't here anymore. Can't shoot the scent pest, you know. But everyone fancies a firearm these days. They're flocking to his mortal remains like a moth to a flame. Did you lot find him? Fellow with a gun. Why bother finding that scum? He's lying around here somewhere, waiting to be collected. We've got enough on our plate right now with their would-be scavenger. No time for revolvers at all. You want an extra petrolman here? We're managing for now. Those mods have a little ammo on them, and some pilfered odds and ends. One fool had stuffed his cat in a knapsack full of tin spoons. Probably never seen a real silver in his life. Everything of value has been sent to the town hall. We kept the ammo. Right. Hand over that ammo every last round. Send the ammo to town hall as well. There's this gray-haired little man there, named Crow or Jackdaw or some such. Have it delivered to him specifically. Okay, Bachelor prototype. The plague fog conceals danger. Press 1 to equip the prototype. Okay. Long charge. Hold it to release the pendulum stop. Okay. Does it even do anything? The infected. The one lying on the ground cannot be saved, only relieved. If it helps their passage of this world, I can take it time for myself. Euthanasia. It requires the same resources as combating my own mind. Correct dose must be administered. Inject the drugs, shift the cursor along the gouge. You must land within the highlighted zone before dying. Person's heartbeat spikes. Overdosing will amplify suffering, and I must alleviate it. Okay. Okay. So I guess we're doing math. 0, 80. I guess we need... Uh... I guess blue means add? Uh... Let's try that. Wasn't enough. Morphine. Uh... Collect a dying person's time. Tranquility. Patient's passage away was swift and painless. That gives me time? Does it even do anything? Die! Are those the sick people that want to hurt you? Think so. Okay. But that would remove it, right? Let's try just good old morphine. Yeah, got it. Pass the patient passage was switch and painted. Okay. I guess I just spam that. Are there consequences to doing that? Does it use time? I don't know. How am I doing? Not the greatest.
Half a tone louder.
Uh, is the thing on the top left time? I don't know. Locals are used to bartering. Here, they exchange microbes. Difficult case. The diagnosis was almost clear. The patient denied a symptom. Need to visit his home to find out if he's sick after all. Zippy!
Damn them.
The game looks nice though. No sign of sandpest, just sign of being beaten, life on the margin of society. Think we need to smoke more.
Weird, but tolerable.
Don't. I guess the thing on the top is like my mania balance. Yes. Alright, on his own. Alright. The doctor is in the house. Two patient turn up. Is this... I guess this is suiting me? Oh, I see. Okay. Hello. Someone slip or have a fight? An accident? Recently too, the shards are all around. Even though the house looks presentable overall, what a mess. Clearly raided it. Cleaning lady? A neighbor? She might know feel it. I just mopped up that floor and now you're walking all over it. It took forever to scrub clean, you know? Apologies, I'm not very good at walking in a handstand. My legs always veer off to the left for some reason. Look at that devastation, impressive. How did this even happen? Stop with the clowning, will you? First, he turned up the bathroom upside down, but it's our only one for all these apartment. People wash their kids there and take their own baths on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They keep it clean. Now there's you with the remarks. Bet you're a pile of fillets, aren't you? Fillet is in the hospital now. He's under observation. I'm here to find out how he got sick. So Fillet's in the hospital. Perhaps that's for the best. Person getting sick is for the best? Hey, don't look away. You said it, not I. Don't you shame me. I've helped him his own life with cooking and cleaning and whatnot. He was a loner with no one to take care of him, and it wasn't too much trouble for me. We were neighbors after all. He and my husband had been friends since they were kids. So you do know each other well. We've drifted apart a little as time went on, but he used to always thank me. And one day it was like bam, and he forgot everything. Never said a word anymore. Scurried past me to his apartment, eyes down, no hello, no goodbye. But I sure showed this bathroom his boss. So this sort of frenzied rage isn't typical of Philip. He'd never trashed anything before and was well behaved. What kind of person What kind of person this is typical of is an easy guess. You often get this with drunk. One moment he sits us here quietly and then delirious all of a sudden with all this ruckus and mess. At least he didn't punch anyone out. Has he been a drunk for long? Is this before his was this his first delirium treatments episode or has he had them before? I interviewed Philip and he said he stayed away from alcohol. He didn't drink before, but go ahead and look at that window. The town's falling to pieces. It's enough to make a saint start drinking. It's like people have gone crazy. Some grabbed a bottle, some grabbed a knife. It's hard to stay human. Everyone's inner beast is looking out to break out. So you know for certain that Phil trashed the place in a drunken haze. Or is that just what you're assuming? Well, what do you mean? What do you think happened? He didn't just trash the shared bathroom. He was sick all over it. The whole place was a mess. I thought I'd never get it clean. Do you know what's it like to mop up someone else's vomit? How would a smart dresser like you know that, huh? I went to medical school, my good lady. The quantity of vomit I used to cart around is more than this entire house could disgorge. Have you figured out what you needed? I'd like to finish with the cleaning here. Kids from downstairs will be here soon to wash their hands before eating. They'll be better off if they don't see this mess. Just a minute, is there anything else that you can tell me about Philip? Do you happen to know any illnesses he had in the past? Chronic or acute, whatever you can remember. No, that man was never sick. Strong and tough as a cart horse, and I mean it. I could easily I could easily imagine him pulling an actual cart. That was why they hired him to guard the Olgimski's meat cannery back in the day. You two talked more at that time, right? You asked me. Philip used to be built for the job, but it's not a job for him. Cemetery needs security to make sure the step brutes aren't beating the town. But he was getting sentimental about them. That's why he and I fell out. We argue about whether worms and herbs bribe were equals. Some security guard. Brutes, you say? Have you ever considered that someone from the capital might see everybody in a small town like this as a brute, no matter if it's you or a worm? What a thing to say! Stop trying to confuse me, I don't have time to pick with your philosophing part anyway. I've got a bathroom to finish cleaning. I was got philosophing too, and it both destroyed our friendship and made him an alcoholic. There's no good in that. Can we go back to his drinking once more? Delirium hypothetical is logical, but it's only conjecture. In fact, his denial of drinking habits sounds like very sincere to me. Who want to confess to it something like who want to confess to something shameful like that? Thing is, lifelong suits are proud of it, and it's the new made ones who are ashamed of it. I hope he's ashamed. Anyone's damned guess if he is. It's like he's become a completely different man. For all I know, he's lost all sense of himself at this point, and completely off his rocker. Off his rocker, there's something new again. Are you just talking about the bathroom incident, or are there any other evidence that he is off his rocker? He has episodes, you know. Before he trashed the bathroom, I'd hear him muttering coming from behind the door every night. And he lives alone, no family, no one visit him. My husband and I used to be his only friends. He started talking to himself, and that sure is a sign. Why did you say that right away? You seem like a smart woman, but even you make getting this information feel like pulling teeth. This changes the picture completely. And you? Why didn't you take your shoes off right away when you walked in? Because you didn't think of it, neither did I with it muttering. Have I told you everything now? I have my limits too, you know. Mopping floors are enough, but there's bad mouthing a former friend is harder. I'm sorry for the poor dummy. Where's Phil's room? I'd like to take a look before I go, after all. It's further down the hallway. Here's the key. I've got work to do. Been breaking my back in a half day here. And whose fault is it? A fool. And also a drunk now, poor soul. You've been very helpful. Now what do we have here? Cyan Bunny, I heard him. Well, this is news. The neighbor told me Philip lived alone. I should gosh, you can rub, you're angry. I have no idea what you're saying. Barbaric ik ergo sum, pia non intelligio uli. What? Yes, that's much better. So who might you be? I got nowhere to go. Arclight, don't kick me out, heard him. You're a kitten burglar, perhaps. Big bachelor moment. Are you Philet's son? You don't look like him very much. I'm a guest here myself. I wish someone would kick me out so I could go home. Are you Philet's son? You don't look like him very much. Not going back to the Warren. Oh, he must be from the Termitary. You're just who I need. You people call it the Termitary. Adayamin Hirim. You smell like danger, bullish Birtasian. Go your own way. Will you tell me what's in there, then? In detail, please. How can a person's larynx make these sounds? Are you humming directly with your vocal cords? Will you tell me what's in there, then? In detail, please. People are there, Katange. What else do you want? We live here. How did you get past the guard? You're holding your eyes, Light. I don't think you're telling me the whole truth. Look, it's better if you don't joke around with me. How do you get past the guards? I'll tell. Just let me go. There's a crawl hole in the warren. Akaifila watches it. Help me go around the angry guard. Karinami Yabra. Why didn't you just stay there? Let me guess, love struck? Or did you break the code of your laws? Have your people even got one? Akaifila seems like a savvy fellow himself. How much did he charge you for his help? You can speak properly, don't pretend to be daft. So Philo took you in. That hallucination of his was you. It was you he was talking to tonight, not the voices in his head. Like I Philo took in, hid, sheltered, so no one sees. No one returned me to the warren. Bikoduho Barege. Kernigman. I don't know if I'm even pronouncing it right, but that's fine. How quietly is taken Nochengun. Yasha Sherubum. So no one hears. Your neighbor heard. Your neighbor heard anyways, but don't worry, she thought Philip was off his mind. If you keep quiet, she won't notice you. So hallucinogen should be removed from the list of symptoms, huh? Why does it have to be so complicated? Where's that guy Philip? You hobo. How is he? Finally some sensible talk. He's in the hospital. He's ill. I'm a doctor and I need to find out what he's ill with. Will you help me? I will. Naman Tilakish. Liavtiab. Akai Philip sickens. I saw it. He sickens. Does Philip drink? Vodka? Wine? Those step urban version of yours? First glance, I can't see a single bottle. Not a drop. Strick of himself. Doesn't allow me either. So the neighbor was mistaken after all. Perhaps she wanted to be mistaken out of spite. The reason doesn't really matter though. What matters is that he wasn't drinking. Philip wasn't lying then. So his vein problem must be from standing up all work, not from drinking. How else can I help? Save Afka Philip had him. Bishabha. Suna. Say but don't dare sneak away. I need to look around and then I'll ask you more in a bit. Okay, so this changes a bit, but maybe we can find a solution. Wet rag on the beds, used him to put it on his forehead? Maybe he had a fever? Neighborhood killer's drunkard. He's trashing the house, talking to voices in his head. Not you promised to help me. Will you tell me what happened to Philip? I will. Namda Philip Yethab. Akai Philip sickens. I saw it sickens. These rags on the bed looks like they were used in a compress to find something hot or cold in energy. Do you know anything about that? I do. In Hein Emlich, Akai Philip was hot, tossed and turned, put cold on him. So he had a fever, and he didn't mention it during this interview. Philip must be sicker than he proclaims to be. A stoic patient can be worse than hypochondriac sometimes. I worry for him. What's this mousetrap doing here? Is it just in case, or are there actually mice in this place? Alon Kularnod. Kedi. Lots of them. Bulls. Walk here like it's their own home. Mice and rats spreads disease. The diagnosis is coming to mind at once, but I need to double check. Townsfolk live in houses causes beast. Cleaner the step better. They know nothing. Tip it, don't dare stink away. Okay, so he's not an alcoholic. And we know for a fact that he has fever. Okay. And we know he doesn't take alcohol, so if we look at the bladder. Subtle, is there no picture for this one? Yeah, there's no picture for this one. Subtle disease caused by Yermesia pestis. Transmitted by direct contact with the bacteria with mucous membrane drinking from dirty cup. Acute phase start. People lived in crowd condition. Consumption. See if I can find something about. Oh, that doesn't actually help. Okay, so we know that the vein damage is from standing up, so it's not from the disease. It's something. Okay, so I'm still missing something. Let's see if I can find anything about those rats. Who would hate it? Would rat even be? Even rat would probably be disgusted. There only seems to be a rat in his room too. Let's get some music back.
Migraine. Yes, this is a migraine.
Okay. So now we can actually see clear. And we don't see stuff that isn't here. Can't tell what they are from the appearance. No labels on a pill. Phila took them. Did he know where he was sick? I don't believe I'll find anything else in this abode. I'm no detective after all, but now we must discuss my finding. Are you ready? Phila's hallucination. Tape it. Found some pills, medicine. What are these? Who was taking them? We don't use them in the step. We bought a back here with this nibgub. Like I feel said that they are so the head doesn't ache. Another symptom. Good. His head hurt. Is that the same thing as a? I guess headache is not the same thing as a. Something rotten on the table. Did you eat it? Is this what Mila made Phila vomit? Hungry. We need it. Miyagi Hine. Phila is not rich. Booth lad pays the guards so little. Cyrus was enough when not enough with me. At defeat two. Like I feel I walk and look for cheap food. They cheated, sold rotten. Can understand the difficulty of her situation. Noble deeds come as a cost. So did Phila eat that rotten stuff? Or did he not? Did he get sick from food poisoning? This is scary, Erdim. Biyagib. Never thought to eat the rot, even I kept Phila forbade. Then his hunger came. Crazy like. Grabbed everything, gobbled everything. I took away, hid it, told him bad, rotten will hurt. He didn't listen, like possessed by some hungry beast. And you'd never noticed such indiscriminate behavior before? A changing in feeding pattern is certainly telling. Never saw a man wolf bad food like that. So mice, headache, fever, hunger, the vomiting, fatigue, and skid rending, the veins are ruled out, but what happened in the bathroom? The neighbors saw say Philo drunkenly. No, he didn't drink. He'd eaten bad food and he couldn't keep it down. Didn't want to make a mess in here, so he went in there he could do it. And there Jan. Water's there for washing. Philo said water scared him. Her dripping went crazy. Did a man be scared of water, Erdem? He on his life. Got scared of water for no apparent reason and trashed a bathroom. This is an extremely rare symptom. Could sort it all out. Alright. Fever, weakness, bulimia. And headache. So this leaves us with nephropathia epidemica, a disease caused by a group of viruses varying from epidemic focus, human contract by the virus from animal in their waste. Disease begin acutely with fever, rapid heartbeat, nausea, and or vomiting, accompanied by headache and photophobia. After 3 days, a rash appears on the skin and facial flushing become evident. The disease causes internal bleeding, leading to a patient's death. People in contact with animals, rural resident. That seems about right, but let's go back and see. Here we go. Now I'm ready to make sense of the symbol. Time to return to the hospital to prove a hypothesis. So if he's afraid of water, we can clearly test this. Like, this is not difficult. Alright. Time is of the matter. Let's hurry. We have shitty lungs, huh? Alright. I guess those are time gates that I need. Let's go to the place. I have to do this one again? God damn it. How do I equip my thing again? There you go. Be gone! Am I going the right direction? Yep, okay, let's do this. Still not really sure how this is supposed to work. Like, I just press the button and all my troubles go away. Let's see if the bar on the patty goes away. Doesn't seem to increase it by using it. Okay. What are the mirrors for? Are they for saving? Use.
The superstitions aren't real.
I guess I can. Are those like collectibles? I've seen a couple around. Finally, I've been waiting for you, Dr. Dankoski. As you can see, I've allowed their volunteer orderlies to leave on a break, but they return as soon as you give the word. Good. Rest is necessary. Let them have a smoke, visit their families. Who knows? They might not get. They might not get another chance. Consider it done. What of the third patient, Filat? The territory guard. You have a diagnosis? I haven't put him to sleep yet. I thought he might still be useful for you again. I visited his place in the Skinners. Had to look around, spoke to neighbors and someone else. I understand his illness. I need to verify a few things with Phila. Just to be sure to put it in the document and then stamp it too. Mr. Little, I barely recognize you. Are you going to teach me how to maintain a patient record now? There you are. What took you so long, Doctor? Did my mice detain you? You're joking. Despite your nerves, that's a good sign. You can relax. I've seen it, and your secret has been uncovered. So you met him. I tried to protect him with everything I had. I went to your hospital so you wouldn't catch it from me. And then you lied. You described fatigue. You've been nauseous, feverish, and much more. If you'd just talked right from the start, you would have wasted all this time. You've stalled an entire hospital. You're a good man, which usually means inconvenient. And then you lie. You describe fatigue, but you've been nauseous, feverish, and much more. I've never been a good liar. If I told you too much, you knew that someone has been changing my bandages. So I needed the money to keep two mouth. That I needed money to feed two mouth. So I talked as little as I could. Regardless, I found out. Nothing to hide now. Sure, I led the boy through a hidden passage away from the slaughterhouse. He's just a kid, Doctor. It was hardship that brought him to the cannery, and just like that, Fat Vlad put him to work. Young or old, it doesn't matter to the Algimski. He sent everyone to the factory. This is of little interest to me. You disobeyed order. I'll tell you superior the vaccine weren't so important. It's not my place to judge. What you did is noble, but stupid. Conscientia causa. I'm no hero, but I was told to draw the line somewhere. I treat people like people, period. I've done what I could. So you're saying that you'd let more people out if you had more authority in such a decision? We'll starve people to death in the cemetery, and not just there either. While you were out, I overheard people in the hospital. Aren't you the tired who ordered the quarantine? Without a quarantine, the plague would devour the whole town in just a day or two. It's the plague I restrict, not people. My task is to save as many lives as possible. Yes, that does require some restriction and discipline. Those are dangerous games you play, Doctor. I'm not the only one who doesn't like restriction. Today people endure, tomorrow, within the days that follow, they'll erupt. I told you you can't humiliate people until being without suffering consequences, and this imprisonment humiliated the town a second time. Everyone's a critic. My decisions aren't up for debates. This won't end well, I tell you. Neither of us can tell the future, and Philip, I came here to talk about your diagnosis. Drink the glass of water, please, before we continue. Oh, take that away! I can't hear this sloshing! Get it away, doctor! Mr. Little, calm the patient down, please. Never should have dismissed the orderlies. Stop backing up or you'll overturn the equipment drawer. Look, I've put it away. It's gone now. Well, looks like someone's afraid of otter. And hydrophobia. Disease caused by a group of viruses varying from the epidemic focus. Humans contract with the virus from animal and their waste. The disease begin to the disease begin acutely with fever, rapid heartbeat, nausea and or vomiting, accompanied by headache, photophobia. After 3 days, a rash appears on the skin and facial flushing become evident. The disease causes internal bleeding, leading to the patient's death. And here we go. Anemia is collected, diagnosed. If I identify the patient diagnosed correctly, the vaccine will help 100. If I'm wrong, their blood is in my hand. And then the rest is brewing. I've checked the record. You've diagnosed all 3 of the oddities who didn't quite die from the plague. You're a mental giant, a luminary. still don't know if my diagnoses were correct. I have asked you before, Mr. Little. Stop with the sycophantic rhetoric. I'm doing what I must. We awaited your verdict and bated breath. But next, the vaccine, searching town for more people with the same symptoms. As of today's 3, only shows symptoms with a perfect clear diagnosis. Late stages of pronounced symptoms, or you'll make every mistake. Search, then vaccine. Blood of those lucky enough to resist the plague should help the others. Consider it done, and after that, how much culture should we take? What temperature should we eat it to? Reduce this by prior instruction by a degree and a half. Don't add too much water. We need a culture medium, but follow the dilution chart. Shake the flask, Little. Shake them well. Enriching the mixture with oxygen. That's all you're good for. We've got it down in the last 2 nights. We'll manage without supervision, I promise. Rest without fear that would ever disgrace you. So, Dinkowski, sir, do you give us permission to proceed? Shall we start? If we don't vaccinate anyone tonight, there'll be 300 deaths. 5 if we do my work with 5 if we do and my work as her. This is so damn difficult every time. Make up your mind, Daniel Dinkowski. Vaunted Bachelor of Medicine. They all believe you're a luminary. What's going on? I couldn't hear you. Do we begin or not? We do. Nam quid id quod vitari non protest metui is viver numeno queto nullo mode protest. I've done all I can today. Time to go back to my headquarters, back to my home, to Eva. Is it asking us to ask? Doc, complete Act 2. Diagnoses all 3 patients correctly. I did it! I'm a real doctor. I will not let them down. My only outlet. I'm dead tired. Back at the Stillwater. I'm always a little alive there, even though I worked deaf at the hospital. I even breathe easier. What a joke, Doctor. Why did you waste your precious time on me? I could have brought down the fever myself, but thanks anyways. You just examine me all fancy like, just like they do in the Capitol. Shame it was without a necroscope, though. Ah, Doctor, you already explained it to me. I'm sick. That wicked pest is eating it away inside me. You never meant to cure me, only to learn, and yet the mixture made from my blood will help the people of this town. What's more good than if I had been healthy and just lived out the day like I'm used to? So I suppose I should thank all the darn pests after all. Save us, Dr. Denkowski. After the IV drip you recommended, the patient perked up and started telling us the orderlies just how wrong you were about the quarantine measures. He's distracting them from their work and stirring up unrest. Who knew that such medical deed could have such consequences? Are we supposed to calm him down now? Do it. I guess now we need to go to... Where is our home this time around? Is it still at the factory? Guess we'll see.
Thoughts galloping.
Don't know what the blue bar is about. Bachelor Dinskowski would never rematch to trash. Why even thinking about this? Kicking it over though, that's refreshing.
Boiling, crackling, screeching.
I need to go this way. Is there no gate? Can I just not... Do I really have to go all the way there? Sure. I guess we'll just go through the fire zone. Doctor, we're rotating. Leaving, that is. Abandoning our post. Oh, indeed. Is this an ultimatum? The reason being? Well, we didn't sign up for this. Organ and armed himself. Not petty thieves, no. These are proper, oh, what's the word? Dogs. They shoot, Doctor. They stab. It's really unheard of around here. Raising a knife against your fellow men, and we're unarmed. And you're asking me to arm you? No, we're not dogs. Your capital might be a vicious place, but this town used to be a living thing. We don't have a... murders. We have an epidemic. They have side effects. Violence, dissolution of boundaries, desperation. I foresaw all of this. I'm afraid not, Doctor. We're volunteers. We took no oath. Fair enough, you took no oath, but you truly abandoned the town to such a fate. Not letting thieves in and out and sick out, fine. Putting yourself in the front of a bullet or a blade, well, to say it again, that's a whole different beast. The fact you've brought us to this state, and that provoking again, really unheard of. And on that note, as they say, we take our leave. Yes, you volunteered. You're horrified by such inhumanity, as you said yourself, and go stop it. I brought you to this state. Oh, pray tell me. This is an emergency, not a carnival. Oh, they're gone now. Dangerous place. Not everyone in this town is content with the epidemic measure. This district is rebelling. I need to be cautious. Revolver. Quarantine Raritor wants me to kill me. I must defend myself. Draw the revolver and reload.
I'd rather not hear this.
No! Right, people are intimidated by weapon.
Got you. There he is.
Who's talking to me?
Closer.
I guess I'll just run.
Every creak, like a gunshot.
So I guess that's how we get mania.
Hold it.
Don't. Oh yeah, that's another mirror thing. I can't really break without... I guess I have to shoot it? Do I not have... No? Okay. Guess we're not doing mirrors. That's fine. Don't really care about getting all of that. To the right.
Come back.
No. I guess this makes more sense to point at people than like
Got you.
actually demand of you to shoot them. Because it wasn't...
There he is. He's out of our coward.
Ah, shit. They found out. Ah. The loyal Eva waits to share an evening convention with me, and she's not alone. When did our talks become part of Bachelor Dinskowski? Gotta say, you really are like the Bachelor for real? Because I don't have bullets to shoot people? This could be interpreted in a lot of weird ways.
Enough.
Ah, you talk like him
Wanna
for
hear
real, for real.
this?
I clearly do. Set design looks really, really nice though. See the past. Map. Where is Eva? No nights here, only faded timelessness.
In every shard, a new me.
Are we supposed to break all the mirrors? Like, literally all of them. Weird. Okay, so Eva's not above. Eva, hi! Oh my god, hi!
Don't you think my color's faded?
You're back and just in time. You know, a mob is slowly gathering outside the house. I didn't see anyone. I did. They peered into the windows. They're planning on something. Celebrating. Sometimes they even carry torches and sometimes steak. I think they're up to wickedness. I'll go out and check so that you don't worry. Don't, please don't, for my sake. I'll be careful. If you decide to go out and check after all, please take me with you. There's no need, I won't be there long. Wait, let's talk it a little first, like we always do. You said it yourself yesterday. When you're talking to me, it feels like talking to a cat. It's the only way to sort your thoughts. You must have brought so many new thoughts with you. Tell me. You're the most precious listener to me. My head is filled with miserable chaos right now. Will you tell me? You see, well, the first of all, it's clear that a sand pest can't be defeated by ordinary means. We are so short on time. Created vaccine takes weeks, and I don't even have days. Which means we must do something different. What? How could we find an opening? You believe Simon would help you if you found out where he was. What can replace time when there's not enough of it? Time, on occasion, Eva. Time can be replaced with people. We don't have those here either. As they say, 9 women can't make a baby in a month. Neither can time be replaced with I need the fucking Bachelor and Scuffsy quote. As they say, 9 women can't make a baby in a month. Wow, good job, Bachelor. I think you're worried about other things right now. I'm human. I'm an intelligent, industrious, courageous human. A good specimen, one of the finest. And still I have too many limitations. Solving these problems takes something greater. A stream, if you will. Instead of a point, I must pass through several apertures at once. I don't understand. Go up, keep talking, understand. Wait, what's that noise outside? I told you, there are people and they're scaring me, but our conversation is more important. It will never happen again. No, I think the conversation can wait. Wait, how much time has passed while we were talking? I don't know, an hour maybe. I spent a long time thinking. Are you joking, Eva? It was like 5 minutes at most. Your eyes are mesmerizing, Eva, but not in a literal sense. Wait for me here. Soul of Stillwater. Loyal Eva waits to share an evening conversation with me. She's not alone. If you believe some stranger have wandered into her yard, I better go out and have a look.
Half a tone louder.
I'm sure it's going fast. Normally it doesn't go this fast. Oh, they weren't kidding. They really is it. Tar him, feather him, smear him with brimstone, and put him in his head on a spike. I didn't hear. Swartus was trying to read. It. Okay, so there's.
No lovers as sweet as the silence of sleep.
It's so hard on you, poor thing. Look, some of your hair was turned gray in the past days. You're a learned man. Why does it do that? Someone hair really go gray so suddenly? It can, but only over time. Hair that grows after shock lacks the necessary pigment. It's not instant. So what's happened out there? What they want? I made one mistake. Just one? What mistake? Now you're making fun of me? Tell me what it was. Did you make this mistake in the past? Yes, you see, I was trying to tune down the panic and stop the infection from spreading, so I issued some harsh decrees over the quarantine measures. Told everyone to stay home. No talking, no sneaking out. Not everyone found this so enjoyable. People feel they are powerless, and all they can do is wait to send past, wait for death. It's so hard to wait. It all piled up rather unfortunately. The regular supply train run was running late, and the quarantine was very sudden. Many people lacked the necessities, food, medicine, water, and much more. The town became a rat trap, and a cordon rat pounces on a cat even if it overcomes it sometimes. I've thought it all through. I'll revoke the decree right now. It won't get any worse. No one complied with it anyways. It just led to exacerbation, no sanitary measures. There's no authority here, just anarchy and chaos. To hell with it. I'm revoking the decree this instant. Is it not too late? Well, something has to be done anyways. Oh boy. Oh, a boy came here recently, agitated and angry, carrying some papers. I gave him bread and dried apples. He's upstairs by the table you sign all the papers at. Yes, I know, that's Sticky, the town hall messenger. Nimble kid. Oh my god, Sticky, hi! I would never let him die. In session, the Morons refused to see their quarantine to necessity for their own survival. I'll have to repel it for today, lest the rioters butcher me. Emergency command desk is on the second floor. I don't know if I was supposed to die or if I died because I took my time trying to read. I guess I'll probably find out sooner or later.
Their murderer is a step demon. A Shabnak Adik. I just know it.
They made a bunch of decrees about town, like there weren't enough already. Told me to bring them to you for approval. Who comes up with all of these? For review, not approval. I'll only approve them if I can find them at least minimally sensible. You'll have to ask the higher ups. I'll just bring you what I'm given. You decree, we carry it out instantly. But full authority 2 days ago, didn't you see? So use it. We'll obey. As far as I'm concerned, roosters do it in the evening, and who cares if the sun doesn't rise? Instantly, if you say so. Up to 3 decrees can be issued per days. Issues decrees can apply to any available days, not just the current one.
Keep quiet in the library.
Two more districts needs to be quarantined. But then, how will I get to the hospital? How am I supposed to interact with? Oh, there you go. Bad decree. The problem The enacted decree is causing problems. Select and removing it using Z. Quarantine. Find the relative of the infected people and put them in quarantine. So this has town management? Okay. Focus on infection eliminated. Change decree. Allows night shift at the Orlgimsky factory. Task force plus 10 patrolmen. But it costs more rations. Denial. Prohibit dying. Pest control. Systematically exterminate all small rodents, insect pests, and other vials come for the town. Experimental vaccine, day 4. Vaccine the population with experimental drug from the emergency committee. Ban Shabnak. Prohibit mentioning assisting step cannibal Shabnak a deer. After all, it's only a myth. With no effect. Uh... Does that work? The siege is lifted. My decrees are executed properly. Quarantine is lifted. I need to go out and make sure the rioters are no longer a threat.
I'm listening.
Remember our request? There are 500 kids at Polyhedron right now. 522 to be precise. Not counting me. The towers support our weight just fine. Don't order the evacuation. It must not happen. What are you doing here? You're supposed to be in Polyhedron. We agreed yesterday that I'd make no promises until I've conclusively studied what keeps your impossible tower standing. You lifted the quarantine, and I think we agreed you stop calling me kid. I just signed the decree. The ink hasn't even dried. You're living in some special timeline of your own, Dr. Denkovsky. For all I know, it must have taken you a fairly long time to sign the decree. In the meantime, the weather has turned fair, and the quarantine is nothing but a memory. Go outside and see what you've brought. To go look, my decrees aren't usually this popular in your town. It immediately happened. I guess time is completely fucked in this one. Um... They call her the Shabnak. Without the quarantine, the plague has come to my doorstep. Damn if I do. What are you telling me? Noseless one. What if I just go back inside? Okay. What am I supposed to do then? I need to go out and make sure the rioters are no longer a threat. I guess I'm just supposed to go for the door? Okay. Oh, my camera.
You fear me because you fear
an end to your loneliness.
Hello, Doctor. Thank you for clearing the way for me. I can assume that this is the case of damned if you do, damned if I don't, as my colleague Burak would put it. Ugh, it's a classic medieval story, a doctor talking to the plague. That's more of Clara's thing, the changeling girl. You're not. You're just a smart fellow who finally understood that I'm a blessing, not a curse. That Simon of yours figured out long ago, by the way. That's why he allowed me into the town. That's why he took my communion. Is that why he's dead? Oh, Bachelor. He hasn't died. You're just looking in the wrong direction. He excluded time from the world and thus became immortal. He's dying, sickening, living, rotten, thriving all at once. He found a way. Just, just give me a minute. Just give me some time to think. I can wait. I have time aplenty. An infinite amount. See that he's excluded time from the world. So I'll just include it back. Now where's the nearest clock? My sundial is useless in this plague mist. Right, there's no more use for sundials. Any sundials anywhere. I've defeated the sun. No matter, I'll find a mechanical clock. Figured out how to fight you. I understand now. And not just you. Either. Everything. Guess I need to go to clockwork here?
Let's get a good stretch.
Seek fluid intake.
A moment. That was pretty good. Today I chose either death at the hands of rioting plebs or plague in Eva's lungs. No hope. If only I'd chosen differently 2 days ago. The past shadows over the future. I need to find a mechanical clock and restore time. Sounds easy. Easier than anything I did in this town. So I guess I need to go to the clock tower? Clock tower is still here, right? Yeah. Sure, I guess we're resetting time. Yeah, that works. Ah, shit. Well, that's fine. I didn't need that path anyways. The clock tower is just over there. Kick trash. Bet he just freaking kicks his feet on it and just hurts himself. Stupid bachelor. Okay, so I guess we're just gonna head for the clock. That's the only thing that makes sense. Ah, there's another one over there. I can't interact with that. Okay. Time is ticking. I guess I can't just travel, can I?
My
Spin!
head hurts enough as it is.
Oh no, the sound makes me angry. Time to get some medicine. So I can't really just... I guess I'm supposed to go back? Am I supposed to find a clock inside the house? That's another mirror. I don't really know why there's so many mirrors around.
Camera obscura. Camera lumina.
Okay, I guess there's maybe a clock somewhere in there. That clock? I've already stepped here accidentally twice already. Why though? Clock at the bottom. No, it won't do.
Can't think like that.
Amphibious. Damn. Okay, so we need to find a clock. I guess there's one stairs. That'd be my best guess. Oh, tragedian. Ah, yeah, there is one. What troubles you, Senor? Your day is over. Looking for Simon, but I can't find him. This mystery can only be unraveled slowly, by steps. There's not enough of me to get it all done. I'm battling the scent of pest, but I'm not getting anywhere. It's too elusive, unknowable. Feed it here, it reappears there. There's not enough of me to deal with it. It's not the illness, it's the chaos. As soon as I've contained the plague, the town erupts into a rioting. How do I work in every dimension at once? There's not enough of me. I need at both places and at the capital at the same time. My actions in both places are connected, but I can't reach them both at the same time. There's not enough of me. A mire indeed. So let it not your grave become. It may be best to cry surrender. At least you've held it on to your humanity. A feeble joy, though that may be to you. You can but do the things that can be done. No more. Accept your fate as it stands. There still can be a victory in this. No, I think there is a solution. It hides somewhere unusual. Is that a clock behind you? The town is a space, so is the nation. And there's not enough of me in that space. The world has many facets. You can lose in one and win in another. You know, as a child, I never understood sewing machine. How did the needle keep going in and out of the cloth without ripping the thread on its way out? And did you figure it out? Yes, I was stumped until I learned there was a second thread. Is time itself your query now? Would you repair the past? Can such thing be done? Seigneur, you know the literature on this. Flap of wing itter, a storm titter. Though that one tale is yet unwritten. I'll at least try to picture how things might have gone differently. No, I will learn a different mode of thinking. Bend this straight line. Tomorrow will be yesterday. Start with myself as usual, and then we'll see. Well said, but I knew you not be the Berlican. The Berkelian. The Berkelian. I suppose the remaining option is becoming one. Then lay your head and sleep, or will you stare into the clock's face as it were a stereogram, a sacred icon? Perhaps it shall become what it is not. Keep thinking about the day it all began. I'll recall what happened 2 days ago. Use. We are going. Telling the story required time. Time is embodied in an amalgam. I will consume it when I try to recall another day. A new day brings new memory. Select a day to explore. I can just pick any days? It consumes more time the further I go, okay. I can just do that? Day 3. Thank you for walking some of the bachelor's path with him. This is only the beginning. Well, good to know I managed to do this without the game crashing again. This was really interesting. Oh wait, we're already at day 3. Okay, so we have a bit more then. Okay, so I get...
Yes?
Good morning to our guest, Dr. Denkovsky from the capital. Did you sleep comfortably? There were no bedbugs, good enough for me. I dreamt that I could fly, or rather I tried to. And though I did succeed, mine was a strange flight. No great altitude in horizontal, less of a flight than a swim glide above the ground, atop an unseen moving platform, that I was yearning for an upward soar, somewhere vertical. And you, what did you dream of? The usual, an empty street at night, lined with 4 lamps, and at its end, a brick house. I walk toward the house and I cannot reach it. Your face is weary, thirsty, aren't you? I'd say you look much more older than... I'd say you look much older than your years. I like that you have no gray hair, it's coal black. Not raven, that's a different shade of yours. And not a single gray one yet. Maybe gray haired soon as things unfold. That day's inexorably getting closer. You have a troubled day ahead of you. Will you be back tonight? I'll be waiting. Waiting? Waiting what for? Think you'll be in great need of a listener after the kind of day you have today. I'm not being dramatic. I'm just saying a flurry of event awaits you, many of which will stump you. I'm not easily stumped indeed. You fail to stump me now, somewhere vertical. So like, now I can do anything? Okay, now it's fitting. Okay. Oh, there is a continue. Fuck. Complete Act 3. That was interesting. I really like the medical gameplay. I always like games with the diagnosis kind of gameplay thing. And I'd say this is probably the part I'm the most excited about this game. I'm not sure I understand how you're supposed to deal with the plagued area. It wasn't really clear. If you're just supposed to click on the thing and then just deal with it. The gun sections were fine. But the medical stuff is probably the thing I'm the most interested about. But that was fun. I'm excited. I'm glad I managed to do it all fairly well. There's still a couple of achievements I've not uh, really done. There's probably a lot of things I could have done better. But still, that was nice. Okay, now you gotta play Path 1 Changeling? No. I might just end it here. I didn't really have anything else planned and I'm kind of tired. But I at least wanted to do that. So let's see if we can find someone to raid. Let's look at who's playing games. Who's playing games on the computer right now? Oh, I know who's doing a funny little thing right now. Friend I've not traded, probably in a while. So let's have a little bit of fun. Uh, let's think of a raid. Actually, here's the raid. I'll catch you probably Friday. That's probably we're the most likely to see each other again. And yeah, guess that's that for me. Let's think of a raid message. Uh, I don't really have an idea. So let's just go with the usual. Anyways,